We prepare the blank as we would normally with CA and polish it down. And what you'll need is water slide sheets, paper on one side, and then it's glossy on the other, and you use an inkjet printer. I've done this on a web processor. And then what you do, once you've printed the sheet, to stop the ink from running, you actually spray the sheet 4 or 5 times with clear acrylic lacquer, and then this stops any ink from bleeding out once you mount the decal onto the pen. Now, what we need, a pair of scissors, a very soft brush, in this case a cosmetic brush, and a scalpel. So we actually cut the decal off the sheet with the scissors. Just cut it roughly, and then using the scalpel we just tidy up the shape of the decal. I round the corners off. Sorry this is out of shot, but my camera doesn't have a remote zoom, so you just trim the decal to the size you want and the shape, and it's ready for the next stage. Okay, so here we have the decal cut out ready to go on. Little bowl of water. Put the decal in the water. Keep it submerged. Just got to wait a few minutes. If the water's warm, that's even better. Okay, what we do, we just keep teasing away at the decal until it slides away from the backing paper. Now we've already coated our blank with CA because the decal likes a nice shiny surface to mount on. Okay, it's starting to come loose. Takes a few minutes. Okay, now we can see it's free from the paper, so very carefully you just lift it out. Okay, here's where your little brush comes in, and slide it off the paper onto your blank, and then use the brush to tease out any droplets of water or air bubbles from underneath the decal. Okay, just get some paper, very carefully just dab it. keep the excess water away from the blank. This is just a cosmetic brush, but any fine artist brush will do as long as it's soft. I just picked these up from the cosmetic counter in the supermarket. They're about 30 cents, and I got 2 of them. As long as it's soft. Okay, just let that dry for a minute. There's the paper that can go in the junk. And you can see that it's under. Okay. Let's dry now. Very gently. Blow off any trapped moisture. Okay. What we do, put some thin CA glue on, as you would normally, not using the fixative until we get a few coats on, because there have been problems with the fixative reacting with the decal. We'll slow that down. Okay, this is just the thin CA glue. Let that dry itself for a few seconds. And you can experiment, depending on what colour your blank is, you can experiment with different colours on your inkjet printer. Now I've tried yellow on blue, it doesn't come out terribly well. Red comes out okay. On wood, black, and again on this blue pen, black seems to be give us a better result. White, difficult because you can't see it until it's, because it's on a white backing paper, so it's a bit, you've got to be a little bit careful there. Once we've done this with the CA glue, we then just proceed and go through the micro mesh. Okay, so we're ready to put our micro mesh pads to work. Now, I put on about 6 coats of thin CA on top of the decal, and then about 3 coats of medium CA. And I've got to say, I had to try and remove a decal. I damaged one after it had dried, and it took an awful lot of sanding, and in fact I think I used one of my scrapers to finally get down to the decal to take it off. So it's embedded in the CA, plus the fact if you put it onto a handle or something else which is going to get wet at some stage, and then the CA glue protects it. Okay, so we go through all the grits of the micro mesh, starting with the coarse one. Okay, so we finished with all 9 grades of micro mesh. See the decal there, and you can see how shiny it is just after the micro mesh. There we are. Okay, so now we're ready for polishing. So I use my home mix of abrasive wax, then Canuba mixture, Canuba wax, which is quite hard. Polish that until it's warm, and then I use the car cream on top of that. We've got our abrasive wax, abrasive paste, just a little bit. Just takes out any imperfections, which really you don't need to. You don't need the abrasive wax, but there's hardly any abrasive in this now, so just run that over low speed. Okay, and speed that up. And there's no sign of any of the paste left on the paper. Okay, we use this is just Canuba beeswax and orange oil that I mix, and of course it's quite hard. And when you're polishing with the Canuba, you run it so that it gets quite warm under your fingers, and that way the Canuba actually melts into the work. So again, we just rub that around. Doesn't need much. Spin it up at low speed just to get it on there nice and evenly. Okay, and then we just run that up at high speed until you feel it quite warm under your fingers. You know then that the wax is softened and gone into the work. You can see the shine coming through there already. You can see it's on the paper. It's quite warm under the fingers, not too hot. Once you can feel that heat, you know it's doing its job. Okay, pull that down. And my car cream, there's lots of different brands. T-Cut is one. You can use turtle wax. in these little tubes is quite expensive, but I bought a large bottle. Whoops, that's a bit too much, but anyway. Again, we just spread that evenly over the work. Spin it up slowly, get it spread evenly. With this, there's no need to spin it up so as it gets hot. You can let it dry if you wish. I just tend to rub it in like that. And then give it a final polish at high speed. And you can actually see the shine coming through there now. And then the decal. There, you actually can't feel that decal at all now. It's under all that CA glue and polish. Okay.